Hello and thanks for joining me for another episode of the Outback Pawn Shop in Vanilla Kenshi, where the only way I'm allowed to make money is through use of the shop counters. And I've spent a fair bit of time in between the last episode and this one just grinding, and that involved a lot of farming, brewing, pharmaceuticals, bit of armor smithing, and also catching some combat experience where I can, and managed to get a Cartoon number 3 katana off of the Wandering Assassin, and then 2 more off of a Sand Ninja. And that is terrible posture, by the way. Having trained with katanas myself in real life off and on over the last 30 years, I can say that is, my sensei would tell me off for that posture. But anyway, that brings us to making cats. So we still had the regular slew of customers, and as you can see, quite a few days have passed, but getting the stats up there, toughness up to 71, our katana skill and our combat abilities are going up a bit. My field medic is off the charts, but we are just about to hit level 80 in armor smithing, which means that we'll be able to make some new gear for ourselves. Our armor itself, there we go, we just hit 80, and if I can get my mouse down here, so we're now able to make some specialist gear. We need to put up our workbenches again, so we can't actually sell any armor that I'm aware of in the shop counters. Let me see. But most of those levels, I've only made 3 pieces of armor this run. Most of those levels are just from the leather and the occasional bit of chainmail. But we want a leather crafting bench. If I can fit that in anywhere up here. Maybe I should build a new building. So we tore down the old ones. Pop that there. And we need a heavy armor smithy too. I don't think we're going to fit that in. Let's see if we can fit that in up here. Alright. Maybe we'll just build another building. Let me see. I'll build one of these. Well, yeah, we're not going to have the copper alloy plates for that. So I think for now, let's see. We'll just do another storm here, so it'll be fine. Let's pop that in about there. Ought to do it. And if you do want to know what all that grinding looks like, then just watch the last couple of episodes and watch them about 10 times each, and you'll get the idea. But we'll get this building up and make ourselves some armor. Who have we got here? Tech hunters. So we're pretty well stocked. I've filled up our storage. We've got heaps of food, rum, hashish, these guys are probably going to buy something. Yep. So all this stuff will sell. This is experimental. These will sell occasionally, but not very often. But yeah, I don't think armor will ever sell. To have a scheduled event coming. Was also buying books off of the various caravans that come along. And I mean, most of this research I'm probably not going to use. Definitely don't need the training dummies are completely useless, along with the lockpick and maybe the thievery. Might be able to get something out of that, but yeah, we probably won't use most of these. Just using research now as just as a sign of I'm not going to worry about him. Just as a sign of financial success. I think education is usually a good indicator of financial success. All right, so we've got this building up though, so let's get our heavy armor smithy. Fit that in under there. All right, pop it in this corner. And the leather armor crafting bench. Fit that one under there. Pop in an electrical torch post. And we'll get busy building those. Let's set that one to private. And if you are just joining me for the first time, there will be a link in the description below for the full playlist of this series. We started off with the rock bottom start, with no money, no clothes, and missing an arm. And we've built all this up from nothing without selling anything directly to any caravans or in any shops. Also, I'm not allowed to hand in bounties or sell slaves. So all of our money has been made through shop counter sales. And we've also spent quite a bit on AI cores and engineering research and things like that. Yeah, actually, I probably should have spoke to that caravan because I'm going to need some cloth or some fabric. Maybe we'll just build a loom. All right, so that's done. Let's see. Let's put in a fabric loom. See if I can squeeze that under here. Alright. I'm going to turn the jobs off. And I'll get him to manually use this. Get a little bit of cloth incoming. That's probably enough. We might need some more. Let's see. Okay. So... Alright. Let's get some cloth pants. Dust coat. And a leather hiver vest. Yeah, actually, we might need a bit more fabric for that. Alright, let's get rid of this building material. Let's get a little closer. Okay. Alright, so we'll get started on that. And we are at full health. We're indoors, although we've got protection from dust storms anyway. And we've got lighting. There are some shenanigans going on over here. Not going to worry about that at the moment. So we should get specialist gear here. I'm not going to go for the masterwork, seeing as we can't really sell all the failed attempts, but that is an upgrade for our pants. Now we'll do the dust coat. We have a 0% critical success rate, so specialist is the best that we're going to do. But if you are injured, or you're working in the dark, or you're out in the weather, then you could get a lower grade of gear. But this is going to be a nice upgrade to our stuff. So high grade there, there, and there. So they're all going to be specialists from now on. And let's get him on that again. So when you have them manually working it, if the machine runs out of stuff, then you won't go and get more. So you have to set him onto it again. But I've turned my jobs off because I've got a whole stack of stuff that he's going to do instead. But we'll get this done. Still need to get some decent, still need to get some masterwork arms. And let's see. Probably never going to do weaponsmithing. It's the only way to level that up is to make weapons, and I've never sold any weapons through the shop counter before, so aside from crossbows. Alright, but there's our dust coat. Actually, I should let him go get some food. That's what he's going for. It's the hunger. Could affect the quality. So, we are up here on the map. This old village consists of these 2 buildings and 6 cactus farms and this stuff here. And this is my outpost here. But now that we've got some better equipment and starting to get some decent combat levels, haven't been focused on leveling combat skills this run. It is just mainly a shopkeeper run, so training combat has not been the highest priority. But now that we are getting some skills up, might be time to go for a trek pretty soon to try and find some more engineering research and AI cores and that sort of thing. Can I reach my stuff from over here? Probably not. No. That's okay. So we're almost done with this one. But he's got to go get more leather for it. Who's fighting over here? Just a starving vagrant. Alright, over here we want our fog mask. So I might need a little bit more fabric. See if he uses that one up. Might be able to just use that one. Okay. So let's take that. Swap that over. Okay. Now, I highly doubt that any of this is going to sell. I'll pop it in there just in case. I'm not going to get involved in that at the moment. Let's get our gear done. Okay. All right. Now we can get involved in this. Let's patch this guy up. Tech hunters are pretty good customers. And I do need the robotics. Oops. These guys came back. Let's get him patched up. We do need the robotics experience. We've used up a repair kit. Okay. Let's grab one of these. Gotta get a bit closer. Let's grab that. Let's pop that one in there. Well, he's repairing himself, so I'll let him do that because he'll use up his own repair kit, and then maybe he'll come along and buy one of mine. But out of this whole thing, the only thing that really sells are the repair kits, and through this whole playthrough, I've only sold about 2 or 3, the partially used ones, because they're a bit cheaper. Haven't sold any bolts here, but I have sold bolts in previous playthroughs in other areas. Let me see. So we've got the Katoon number 3, still using the shoddy crossbow, but our crossbow skill is getting up, and have managed to just keep in supply of bolts from just stealing them off the slave traders when they come. And I got a couple of spare here, but all right. I think maybe I'll wait for these guys to come. So I'm just going to pop his jobs back on. See if these guys are going to buy anything. And who's this? Just another tech hunter. Actually, some hashish has sold. So let's grab 2 of those. And restock. And also some grog. And these guys are buying stuff. It's mainly medical and food by the looks of it. And who have we got here? Manhunters, they never buy anything. We'll just quickly duck over here. So these two buildings do have some items that respawn in them. All right. Chainmail can go in there. The rest of that will go away. And we do have a caravan. Traders Guild. Well, they're not going to have any money, so let's have a look. Let's just grab an extra bit of food. Turn my jobs off. Let's come over here in range. All right, so I think we might head back to the scrap house. Maybe see if we can get some upgraded gear. I might actually take the rest of my bolts with me. Yeah, doesn't matter. We'll come back before we head out again. Probably should have healed up before we left, but it doesn't matter. We're pretty fast and sneaky, so we shouldn't have too much trouble on the journey. I want to see if I can get a better katana and maybe some better arms. And we shouldn't cop any damage from the gases that we pass through now that we've got our fog mask. Yeah, so my field medic is out of control. That's from just beating up bunches of starving vagrants and then healing them again. And of course, all the med kits and splint kits that I've been making. But if I can get some weapon upgrades and arm upgrades, then we might actually head out to some more dangerous areas and see how we fare. Just for the ancient science, the AI cores and engineering tech. I don't think we need much more engineering research. It's mainly the AI cores and the ancient science books that we need. Our stealth is at 95 and rising. Same with our athletics, but at this stage the experience is very slow. 'Cause the majority of all that experience is just from running backwards and forwards in our settlement. Okay, so let's pop up here. I'm pretty sure that we've bought all of the ancient science stuff that these guys have to offer. Which, by the way, if you're unaware, does not reset when your shop resets. Let me see. Let's have a look at the bows. What's that worth? 25k. We'll take that. Alright, what katanas have you got? An edge type 3. I'd rather have the guardless. Alright, well, I guess we'll take that one for 41k. Alright, I think that's about all that I want from there. Let's see if there are any masterwork arms that we can get over here. So I'll do my usual trick and I'll pay for this bed here. Have a look in here. What do we got? Nothing really of interest there. Let's pick this lock here. It's all specialist. Alright, can we knock this guy out? Yep. Let's have a look in here. And he's getting up again, so let's just give him another kathunk. Actually, what's he got on him? Yeah, nothing of interest. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's try and get you our camera angle right on that. So that is a left, and that is a right. Okay. All right, let's close that. Swap them over. All right. And have been detected, but that's fine. We are just going to run back home now. Should be able to outrun the security. Pop our sneak back on. And what's the price ticket on these? Yeah, we might be able to sell those. If we catch a Western Hive and buy some stuff off of them to raise up their buying power. So we'll put them in the shop counter anyway. But now we're looking pretty decent as far as our equipment goes. We've still got plenty of cash. So maybe a trip up to World's End, Mongrel, might be an idea. Sometimes been able to get ancient science books from there, and then the rest of them we're gonna have to battle it out for. Okay, so we're home. Let's move some stuff around. But this is going to take quite a while to sell what I've got in here as it is, but we'll put those in there along with that. Maybe I'll pop that in the experimental, but once again, highly doubtful that it's going to sell. I've never sold any weapons, at least not anything other than crossbows. Crossbows do sell to the Western Hive. All right. So what do we want to do next? maybe we can head out near. Remember where World's End is. I think it's up here somewhere. Oh, head over in that direction, I guess. Wait for the game to catch up. So we've still got places popping up on the map. With quite a considerable amount of game time in this run, but most of it we've spent at home. It's the more time that we spend away from the settlement, then we are missing out on sales. So the more things, production and stuff that we can do back at the base, with the less amount of time away from the base, the more we can catch the customers that come in and buy stuff. And that's not me pausing, that's just the game catching up as we move through the areas. Let's have a look here. So I'm pretty sure World's End is up around here somewhere. From memory. Don't normally spend a lot of time up this end of the map. Okay, it's just popped up on the map there. It's up here. Okay. And he's going to have some trouble path finding to it. There we go. So you're not always going to find ancient science in World's End, but occasionally you might. If you don't get stuffed up by the pathfinding. Okay, so here we are. Let's see. Onyx mechanical shop. It's probably the place to go. Couple there. Okay. maybe the travel shop. Does have a bunch of maps. But not much else that I'm interested in. Now, we could probably engage in a bit of sneaky thievery and see if there's any hidden around in containers or whatnot, but I doubt it. Alright, so from here, let me see, what time is it? Well, we're coming up to the 50-minute mark, so we might leave Mongrel for another time. So let's head back with these two books. I don't think that's really going to be enough to research anything with, though. But at least it is a couple. And we've still got plenty of cash. So I think maybe the next episode we might try Mongrel. Think we should be able to be, I mean, we're fast enough to run through it, but I think we should be almost tough enough and good enough in combat to handle all the fogmen. So sometimes I found ancient science in the shops there, and if there's none there, then we will have to go searching for some of the more challenging freebies. And game is struggling a bit to keep up with the area changes. And loading in the area again. This is the problem when you travel so fast. So 37 miles an hour we're traveling. And I need to take off the stolen tags off my arms and legs too. Would be an idea. Yeah, if I were more focused on just training combat skills, I'd probably get the crappiest arms that I could find. Ones that give me strength penalties. But we've made it home. Alright, let's launder my stolen arms. There we go. Let's pop these in here. I don't think that's going to open up anything new though. Oh well, robotics. I mean, maybe. Don't really need the ore drill. I mean, look how much iron we're getting just from scrapping stuff. And I mean, when I say I don't really need it, I mean most of this stuff we will not use at all. Let me see. Weaponsmithing I won't really use. Advanced medicine. I mean, I could do. That medicine is typically a lot more expensive and doesn't really sell as often as the other stuff. Same with the advanced splints. Don't really need any of the training, even though I'm just getting them done. I don't really want the automatic loom, because if I've got his jobs queued and I'm trying to do med kits, he's going to be constantly putting it all into there. Alright, maybe we'll do robotics. And I guess we can go with battery capacity. And I'll probably grind through all of this in between episodes. But that is probably going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.